nice to me with it. Then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
Well, hello and welcome to Season 2.
We did it.
We made it.
We are now seasoning twice.
So that's salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Makes everything better.
Yes, this is true.
So
welcome to our show now on Rumble as well as YouTube. Hopefully we find a new audience there, some more people to enjoy our ramblings.
Yeah, hopefully we do better. We took some time to work on our setup a little bit, make sure our audio comes through a little better.
Yeah.
Our video, we're stuck where we are. We don't have disposable income with which to buy high quality.
Right. We're
devices,
working with
so
webcams and a camcorder from probably dickety years ago.
yes. So, but
We're doing the best with what we can.
we're doing it. And so we started our show at the very beginning talking about Mario.
I remember that. And the
So-
madness surrounding him.
Yes. So we're not actually talking about Mario specifically, but Mario represents the Super Nintendo.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a stereotype of Italian plumbers.
That is also true.
Okay.
Of all the Italian plumbers I know,
Yeah.
they're all like him.
They are 100%.
Goose egg. No, so what we're going to do today is play a game that I have devised.
Oh, boy.
A game that's going to give you the opportunity to earn at least a point, but I'm going to present... Oh, you're looking at that
I'm
trophy?
staring at that trophy.
Oh, this finger pointing...
I'll put in the Uma Thurman. I want to win. I want that trophy. That thing that they did to death that Oscar season.
Oh.
Now I want to dance. I want to win. I want that trophy. So dance good.
Gosh.
Remember? Uma, Oprah.
So I've devised a game that I have called, quite cleverly, Super NinTimDo.
NinTimDo. Okay.
So what I have done is taken the word Nintendo, but I shoved my name into the middle of it, where it would fit.
On the 10. On the 10.
Yeah, I'm explaining to you. They get it. But I need to explain to you.
Clearly, since I'm not...
There's nothing called Super NinTimDo, okay, except this game that I have devised for you.
Cut to shot of Super NinTimDo.
If you... The Super Nintendo Chalmers that I showed you.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least show that.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. So, here's how we're going to do this. I have 10 slots to make up my top 10 favorite Super Nintendo games.
Okay.
It's going to be a guessing game for you. You have two ways of doing this. One way is going to earn you a bonus
Okay.
at a cost.
Oh, boy.
And then the other way is the safer road.
Okay.
So if you can correctly guess, let's say 6 of my top 10.
So just the majority. A simple majority.
A simple majority. Just guess the 6 of my top 10.
Okay.
Then you will get 2 free spots. You can choose, I want you to put in what goes where for 2.
Okay.
And then you still have to guess at least 5 correctly, but you get that bonus.
Okay.
Have I thought this through correctly? But let's just say what the normal way is, you've got to get what is more fair to you, 5 or 6 correct? Because 1 is an odd number, but it's still possible if you get up to a point.
So
I think 6.
So, okay, is my ability to get points correctly guessing a percentage of the 10 or correctly placing them in order?
So the mainstream game would be, yes, you have to guess the order and be correct with at least, we'll say...
Ooh, if I have to put them in order, I would like it to be the lower number. Because that, as we learned from trekking through sci-fi, it gets a little tricky.
It's difficult. So how about we do because this is a loosely formed idea in my head, but we'll do it that if you can guess correctly 6 of the 10, then you're going to get some help.
Okay, some of the board will get placed for me.
Yes, and then you have to fill in the rest, but we'll still say 5 have to be correct.
Okay,
so
that feels fair.
So you have the opportunity now to guess them. I'm not going to show what they are because we're going to go through each one.
Okay.
But if you want to take a crack, you lose nothing for doing it.
Well, I'm going to take a crack.
So if you would like to take your crack,
yes,
you need... What did we say?
6 of the 10 in order to get help on the board.
Yes.
And then I have to place at least 5 of the 10 to get a point.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. Everyone
Okay,
following?
We're following. Okay, so obviously there's going to be Super Mario World, Blackthorn, Super Metroid. Okay, now it's going to start getting trickier. Those three were the ones that jumped out immediately at me. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Man. Gonna throw F-Zero out there and Star Fox.
One of those is correct.
Okay, so am I at 5 right now? Did I get any others wrong besides...
You only got one wrong, so you said
so
Mario,
Blackthorn, Metroid, Zelda,
and one of those two.
F-Zero, and
Star Fox.
Star Fox.
So you just need one more.
I just need one more to get help on the board. Okay, and I have 4 guesses left. Oh, man.
I like that your brain filled in that you have
Yeah.
10 guesses.
I assumed.
Yeah, it makes
I
sense.
assumed one guess, one per.
Otherwise, this will just go on and on until you get it.
Like, well, you gotta go home and make supper. All right. Okay. I guess Super Street Fighter 2.
I know that you mean Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
That's what I mean. Yeah, Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
And now you have enough.
I have enough. Okay.
So you have enough.
So I got 6.
You got 6. So you're gonna you have to get 5 correct in the order.
Yeah.
And you have to. I'm gonna give you 2 that I will put on for you.
Okay.
But we'll wait until we go through the games.
Okay.
So I'm gonna present the Super Nintendo games to you in order of their units sold.
Units sold.
Yes.
Okay.
I figured that was the best neutral metric.
Yeah, I like that.
So the very first one, obviously, being Super Mario World.
Yep.
So is the number 1 seller at 20.6 million units sold.
That's insane.
It's a pack-in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm assuming it counts the pack-in sale.
I'm assuming as well.
For reference, there were 49.1 million SNESs sold.
Yeah.
So later they would pack it in with the Super Mario World and Super Mario All-Stars bundle.
Right,
There was a
All-Stars,
Donkey
yeah.
Kong bundle. There was a Zelda bundle. So, and then you could just get the control set, which is controller in the system itself. But yes, if you had a Super Nintendo, chances are you had this game.
Yeah, almost everyone did.
So I'll hand you the cards for you to do what you would like to do.
Yeah.
Next one is Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
Now, we've already talked about Super Mario World in previous episodes, but I realized I did want to say one thing before moving on, is to talk of small factoids of these games, as I like the factoids.
Yes. Fun size facts.
But I just want to ask you, other than what we've talked about previously, what about this game makes it excellent to you?
Other than just overall gameplay is perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect.
Yes.
But then the unlockable hidden worlds really drives it home.
The hidden exits.
Yeah.
Hidden exits were huge. So this is a new thing with the overworld map. Some levels you have more than one way to beat.
Yep.
And some are very hidden. One in particular is devious. I went back and looked at a YouTube video to see what the best ones were. And I was like, oh, I don't know that I ever cracked that one.
We didn't have YouTube back then.
And then I was fooled by one, and I tried to do it, and I actually set up to film myself doing it. And I was like, why isn't it working? So I go and Reddit post. It's like, this was a hacked ROM version.
Yeah.
Man. But yes, that's what stands out to me for the replayability factor. On top of just being fun, one of the best games ever made. You can go back and play over and over again because there's so
absolutely.
much. There's challenge.
It's still fun today.
Yeah, and one of the things too, the majority of these games just have great music.
Oh yeah, I mean, I already have to
earworms
go to my head, right?
And then for more earworms,
Yeah.
the number 3 seller at 9.3 million units.
Wow.
So we've taken a huge jump
Yeah.
from, and I think
23 million to 9.3.
Yeah, and I think the number 2 was Mario All Stars.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Which
yeah,
I don't remember owning.
we might have. I think we did, but it was later on, and we're kind of moving on to PlayStation and others. But yeah, and it was just remasters of the original 3 Mario games. But yeah, another this one highly rated for me. Just very similar to Mario. It's a platformer. Again, lots of challenges and secrets. Try to get all of the Kong letters throughout, and so if you get them. You get a little exclamation mark at the name of the level when you're over it on the map. So it's just to challenge you. I know you have an anecdote about this.
I do. So in the early 90s, Blockbuster did video game tournaments every year, and the game to play in the year that I played was Donkey Kong Country, and I won. I won for our local store. I did not go beyond that level, but I won free video game rentals for a year.
You did, but what did you... Didn't you have a choice?
No, the choice was at Video Game Exchange. That was
okay.
The video game contest that I won, where I could choose between a jacket and a game, and I chose the jacket, and then they failed to deliver and gave me a game.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have had that jacket.
Do you know? It was a special version of Donkey Kong Country.
Yes, which I've looked for it on eBay.
It is on eBay.
It's like $30,000 or something.
Yeah,
it's insane.
it is one of the rarest
Yeah.
NES cartridges.
Yeah, if I had known, I would have been like, hey, instead of the free rentals, can I just keep the cartridge?
Yeah,
it's
actually,
insane.
it was most likely employees would
Yes.
just get it because they're just
like there was no known value.
Yeah.
It wasn't the full game. Like, why would you want this?
Yeah, it's
I
like-
imagine 80% went in the dumpster.
probably
Easily.
but the smart ones hung on to it, and now if they can sell it, they got $30,000 coming their way.
Yeah.
All right,
Link to the Past.
coming in at number 7 with 4.6 million units.
Yeah.
So we've jumped 3
Oh, yeah.
million. Is 1991's Legend of Zelda: Link
One
to
of my
the
all-time
Past.
favorite games.
Absolutely. So
It's, darn near perfect.
what I love about this game, it's an RPG light.
Yes.
So it's not the in-depth
No, you don't need to
inventory
assign stat
management
points and all that.
or turn-based combat.
Right.
It is real-time combat, but I love the entire notion of starting off very basic skills, basic weapons, and building your character up. So you get more powerful. You get
Right. You
more
unlock new
weapons.
areas from the map as you gain different lifting abilities
Yep.
or swimming abilities.
You'll run into parts of the game where
Grapple
you can't continue.
across, yep.
And
Then it's like, oh, keep this in mind. I'm going to have to come back here.
yeah, and things that are very common in role-playing games even today is you talk to the NPCs, the non-player characters in the villages and stuff, and they'll give you little clues. Yeah. So it encourages exploration and adventure.
Yeah.
And then all the dungeons
I mean,
are fun
so
and
far
challenging.
you're batting 1,000 for me right now. There's not a flaw in any of those games so far.
Yeah, and so far all first-party games.
Yeah.
All right. Number 8 bestseller is 1995's Yoshi's Island. This is the sequel to Super Mario World.
I was debating where that landed for you because of how late it came out in the console's history. I wasn't sure if Yoshi's Island 1 and 2 made it on your list.
Yeah, so I have very fond memories
great
of this
games.
game.
Yeah.
This game came out, so 95.
Yeah.
95, 96 is when we go into public school. And it's a big culture shock for us.
Yes.
And this game was my comfort.
Oh, okay.
So it just, while it may not be peak platforming and peak gaming, it holds a
I have
special
seen
place.
very convincing arguments that it's better than Super Mario World. I don't know that I agree, but people have put their heart and soul into that argument.
You can make objective cases,
Yeah.
and also the music, especially the underground music.
It's good stuff.
Earworms.
Have not
Fantastic
have not
game.
stepped away from a Nintendo brand game yet.
Until we reached the number 9 bestseller, 1993's
Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
This is the one that got you.
Because Capcom knew what they were about.
Yeah, so this is an arcade port. My memory of this game, and back then, online gameplay was not impossible, but was not ubiquitous.
Yeah.
1993 is when Doom came out. You could play peer-to-peer using your modulator
Yes,
demodulator.
You could
You-
modulate,
over the phone
demodulate all you want.
So as a modem.
As long as you didn't have call waiting, which has happened to me. And I remember yelling at the person who had picked up the phone. Anyway. Yeah.
So two-player games were the way that you would play with your brother or friends. Still a great single-player game too, but unknown hours were sunk into this game because if you, instead of taking turns, you both play at the same time. It helps prevent fisticuffs.
Yes.
And you can just do them virtually in the game.
Yeah.
And also great music in this game too. We're noticing a
Did
theme.
you have? I know my go-to character. Do you remember yours?
Mine was actually Ryu, which
Mine
is,
was Guile.
Yeah. So and the Guile music is the best.
Yeah. It's impossible to beat the Guile music. Yeah.
But my only other memory, I don't know if you remember, we had figured out where Christmas presents would get hidden. And being the weasels, sorry parents,
Mom and Dad.
that we would snoop out and try to find them.
yeah.
And I remember opening just the smallest corner of this game and seeing we got Super Street Fighter or Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah.
Because there's so many variants of Street Fighter. There is a Super Street Fighter.
Yes,
too.
I think that's when they introduced Cammy and
And that was PlayStation era, so it was several years later. Moving on. Number 10 bestseller. Did I give a number? This was 4.1 million.
Okay, 4.1.
Now we're down to 4 million. which is 1993 Star Fox.
Star Fox. Okay, so F-Zero did not make your list.
It did not. I had to really fight 6 different games to be my bottom 2. And it was in there.
Yeah. It's hard. Yeah.
Wait, that might have... Well, okay, we're not talking about F-Zero, so no, never
We're
mind.
fine.
Never
We're
mind.
fine.
I didn't spoil anything,
No.
thank goodness. So this game had the FX chip.
Yes.
And it gave it a little bit of extra processing power within the cartridge to render 3D polygons, which was pretty much not possible on the base SNES that I can recall. Maybe to a very small degree. I think there were polygons for the Triforce that would show up. Pilot Wings was mode 7.
Oh, okay.
So it was... I'm not going to explain.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, it simulates a 3D environment.
Okay.
This was actual 3D
Actual
polygons.
3D
I
polygons.
believe Zelda had it for the
Triforce in the opening
Triforce.
did, yeah.
But it was not. You couldn't have an entire game.
No. Nor could you interact with that polygon.
And I remember the Sega Genesis response to this was Virtual Racer. And it was like a cartridge that was double the height because it had so much in the cart itself. But yeah, very fun game. Yeah, so it's a rail shooter. Yeah. So you're on it, but just the starting for it has a very cinematic feel, even though the graphics are very dated.
Yeah, it's
you're launching with your squad. You're going down the tube of the building to go out into the world or into the space.
Yeah,
and do the thing. You're shooting stuff. It's very straightforward, but just tons of fun. And
it's on the rails. It's not a wide open thing, but it's just absolute fun.
Yeah, and mind blowing for the time.
Oh my gosh!
Also, I remember too. I believe it had like a $10 or $20 markup over.
It probably did. Yeah,
cartridges.
it was. We did not get that immediately.
We did not. 1994, and the number 34. I don't know if I gave the number. This was the number 10 bestseller. The number 34.
How is it that low?
We have dropped to number 34 at 1.4 million units. Is Super Metroid. Wow. Now, I played this before Metroid. We never had Metroid on NES.
No, we played it.
Well, we did later.
Yeah, we did later, but yeah.
But this was my introduction to it. And not unlike Zelda, you power up as you go, you encounter areas you can't get to without certain power-ups. There are some sneaky ways. You can do go into the morph ball, drop the bombs, and jump yourself up.
Yeah.
And
there are ways that the developers did not
areas.
intend for you to go, that we spent hours doing.
Yes. But one of my, all of these are my all-time favorites.
I mean, but you have an entire genre of games named after Metroid. You have Metroidvania.
Yes.
Metroid Castlevania. It's... that exists for a reason because it's that flippin' good.
Yep. Yeah, and it remains one of the best games. If I had to make like not just Super Nintendo, but maybe my top 10 games, this is probably sneaking on there. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's
hard not to include it on every list. It's. I mean, there's a few on the out of the like. Yeah.
Yeah, because
this is going to be difficult.
It is. Believe me, I had to.
Yeah. I believe
I had a hard time. So. 1994's NBA Jam, which is the number 40 seller.
Wow.
At 1.2 million. So this is a game that we just
played
it's
constantly.
arcade basketball, so rather than beating each other up, we're just shooting hoops on each other. Total fun. A round of the game lasts, like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe 10 minutes. It's been a while since I've actually sat down
I haven't
and
gone
played
back to NBA Jam. I bet it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually, I have the tournament edition. It's I have it complete in box back there. So
yeah, we're not playing that one.
No, I'm gonna hang on to that.
To find a cart some other time.
Keep it secret, keep it safe. But
absolutely,
this is another one of those things that's just maybe there are objectively better games, but I just have so many fond memories of playing this game. You and I, for hours on end. So, just there are many things that get us through hard times in life, and this is one of them for us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jumping to now the unknown zone.
Oh boy!
So we have fallen off of where they keep track of how many units are sold.
Okay, so Blackthorn's going to be in that list because Blackthorn is
what I'm holding right now is Blackthorn. So the last one that was counted, I believe, was like number 51 or 52 at 1 million. So presumably less than a million.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of units.
But Blackthorn is arguably one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
So this is kind of styled. At the time, they had done games like Out of This World and Flashback.
Yeah, very similar.
Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
So you have your... they did rotoscoping technology to capture what looked like a full motion sprite for your character. And you're moving through a maze-like side-scrolling environment. and you have to essentially solve mini puzzles that get more difficult as you go.
Right.
To proceed to the next level.
And things follow you from one screen to the next.
Mm-hmm.
It's not contained into the current screen you're in.
Yeah, a modern example, semi-modern would be like Oddworld.
Yeah, Oddworld was very much in that same vein. Yeah.
So in this, I had to write some stuff down just because this actually has a good story too.
Yeah, it does.
So you play as Kyle Vlaros,
Okay.
so AKA Blackthorn.
Yep.
So the king of the planet Tuul, Tuul,
Okay.
Tuul, had two sons. So you had Kyle Vlaros, the good one, and then you have Sarlacc. Not spelled the same way. It's Sarlac.
Not the pit thereof, yeah.
Right. So, or maybe it's Sarlacc. I don't know. It's all typed.
Types, yeah.
So he gives his two sons their two power stones. So there's the light stone and the dark stone. Dark stone guy becomes bad. Light stone.
Shocking.
Yeah. But anyway, so for whatever reason, they send Kyle to Earth, where he becomes a military commander and mercenary. Eventually, is found, and you got to go back and save all the people.
Yep.
So yeah, but a good planet, world building. You don't need any of that stuff, but it's fun because, like those other games, there's combat also, and there's a great combat element in this is hitting the up button.
Yep.
So you go, and shots will go past you.
Yep. You're taking cover in the background.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And it's in our.
I'm shocked at how few units of that sold.
Me too.
That is like
Me
one
too.
of my fondest memories is that game.
Absolutely, and one thing I never played. They made a port for 32X with an additional world, the
Really?
snowy
Oh,
mountaintop, and
I've
I've never played. So now I'm like, I might have
is there
to
a ROM
find
of that somewhere,
or get the Tower of Power at some point.
gosh,
That's the Genesis, the
Yeah.
32X, and the Sega CD.
Yeah.
Each requiring their own power outlet, but all
Power
hooked
of
together.
blown circuit breakers.
So, yeah, fantastic game, and
So I'm gonna pitch. It would be on my top 10. I don't know if it's on yours.
Okay.
So maybe because if we're toward the bottom of units sold, that could be Cybernator.
It is not Cybernator, but that was in the rotation.
Yeah.
The last one I have.
Turtles in
1992's
Time. Yeah.
Turtles in Time. So we were gigantic Ninja Turtle fans, and not just our proportions, but our fandom.
Yes.
So we were the right age at the right time. Animated series,
yes.
the movie.
Everything was coming up. Ninja Turtles for us growing up.
Yes.
Everything.
Yep. So the Ninja Turtles game for NES, the original, punishingly difficult, especially when you have to
so difficult.
There's no way to not take hit points as you're going through the water,
there's not.
the dam level, and trying to get the bombs diffused.
Yeah.
And then they did the arcade game as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Yep.
But there were a lot of graphical sacrifices that had to be made to run. But this, while not up to the arcade quality, was still fantastic. Tons of fun. I believe our friend had this one, and we would play it at his house.
We played at his house all the time.
And I believe we eventually got our own copy.
we did.
I have a copy today.
I've played it in the last year.
So this makes up the top 10.
Yeah.
So now you have to decide. You have to get 5 correct.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out if you want to start making guesses and putting them on the board. Do you want me to fill in a couple? And then you start guessing?
This is. Yeah, go ahead and put 2 up there.
Well, do you have a number you would like me to fill in or a game you would like me to place?
Ooh.
You got to think about this.
Okay. This is going to be dead air if I don't do something quick. All right.
You're the editor.
Why don't you play Super Metroid for me?
Okay.
Yeah, I figured it would be top 2 or 3, so that helps.
I spent a lot of time on this art craft.
I can tell.
I was very proud of myself.
You should be. Super NinTimDo is coming to a store near you. All right. If that's there, then will you place Yoshi's Island for me? And that's my 2. Okay.
And if the numbers are coming through on the screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right. I'm just going to go for at number 1, Super Mario World.
Go for it. I'll steady the board for you.
At number 2, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Coming in at number 4. I'm going to go Blackthorn. I might be artificially elevating that one from my own heart. But that's where it lives in mine, top 5. I go... See, now it gets tricky, because some of these 3 are fun because of being more than one player.
Yeah.
That complicates things.
Don't get in your head too much, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
All right, I'm going to do Donkey Kong Country at number 5. I'm going to do Street Fighter at 6. And I can't reach the rest, so you're going to have to place them for me. Let's do Star Fox at 8, Turtles in Time at 9, and NBA Jam at 10, and see how I did. I could overthink this. I just had to pull the trigger.
Would you like to know what you've got?
I would like to know.
You did it.
1 minute.
In 1 minute. Top Gear.
Yes.
All right. One thing we didn't specify. Do the 2 I place count, or is it 5 that you have to get on your own?
Ooh, I don't know. I figured that getting the help meant that they counted for me. So
that they do count for you?
Yes.
Okay. If that's your assumption, then congratulations, you have succeeded.
Okay.
But you would not have without my help.
Okay.
So.
But I only earned your help from my help.
1 is correct. 2 is correct. 3 is obviously correct.
Obviously, yeah.
4 and 5 are reversed.
Oh, close.
6 is correct.
Okay. 7 is obviously
7,
correct.
again, correct. 8 is correct.
Okay, and 9 and 10 are reversed.
9 and 10 are reversed. So,
I mean, that's obviously I'm tracking.
This is a more difficult game.
Yeah.
And the fact that I was not confident I could make it easy, because it's subjective, not objective.
Yeah, but I was well within the margin of error, just like you were on the sci-fi game.
Yeah, yep.
Like, either or.
Yep, but I'm very impressed with how well you did.
Well, I thank you.
So, good job, Dave's brain. It has mostly not failed you.
And that means I am 1 point closer to claiming that trophy for Season 2.
That's right. Maybe you could make a game called Super NinTimDo Dave.
Or Dave Station. 3 Dave-O. Are there even enough 3DO games to do that?
Yeah, right.
It's my top 4.
What are the top 4 3DO games?
Club Drive.
Gex.
Oh, gosh. Mech. Oh, no. What was the Mech Warrior one? It wasn't Mech Warrior. It was, oh, shoot. I forget.
Yeah. Return Fire.
Yeah, Return Fire.
And basically every good one made it to the PlayStation once 3DO.
Yes. Except for Club Drive, which vanished into the ether.
Yeah. Well, was that Jaguar?
Oh, it might have been Jaguar. Yeah. Either way, it was wretched. A horrible game.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway,
Yeah.
you did great. We had a game. You got a
did.
point.
Yeah.
You're in the lead. The trophy. You're knocking at the door already. It's fantastic.
Let me in, trophy.
Let the right trophy in.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this was enjoyable. We'll hit the... What is that? The thumb up guy?
Yeah, there's a thumb up thing and a notification bell.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
We're learning all the ropes for the new platforms. So
Yep.
thanks for watching us on YouTube, Rumble. Maybe we're also on X. I'm not sure what X does for video yet.
Yeah,
We haven't looked into it.
I don't know.
We might have looked into it by now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I want to make X videos, Dave.